Hi, I'm Craig Phillips. In this video, I'm going to show you how to change a set of taps or just replace the washers. And the tools you're going to require are a tap installation tool with different size nuts, multi-wrenches, pliers, a basin wrench and a flat screwdriver to isolate the water. But you're also going to want to remove your doors and remove the drain pipes below so you can get access to the pipes directly underneath the tap. So now we've got here our two 15mm isolation valves. And we've got a hot and a cold feed going up to our taps above. And if we look very closely, we have a little screwdriver head here. So they're pointing up at the moment, meaning the water's traveling through them. That way, if we want to isolate the water from going in the top, we simply turn it to a 90 degree to that position. And that stops the water from traveling through. And then beyond here, these are flexible Flexi Hoses, so there is some movement in there, and we have another nut along the top of here. If your pipework is a little bit older and you don't have isolating valves on like this, you're still going to need to turn the water off before you can dismantle the tap above. If you can follow the pipework, that's great, but sometimes like this, it's behind the carcass and you can't see it, so you're just going to have to go and find out where the main water is coming into your house. Now, of course, it will be on the ground floor area. It might be the downstairs bathroom, it might be a cupboard area. Sometimes these could be underneath the sink as well, so you really do have to have a good look around. This is your stop tap. If you can get at it, just turn it off like this and it's fine. If you're finding that this is a little bit stiff, it might not be turned off for many, many years, I advise you to do it nice and slowly. Put a little bit of lubricant oil on there and just keep moving it. Because if you ever had an emergency and you had a burst pipe, you've got to get to this very quickly and turn it off. So now our water is isolated here. We want to undo this nut at the top. We don't want to undo the bottom one because we still could have water pressure coming up to there and we don't want it leaking here. So to get this one loose with our wrench on here, we've got to support this section because there's an olive inside here, and if we just started to pull at this, there's a risk that this bit could skid and then it could start to weep out the bottom. So I'm going to support that with a multi-wrench, pop it around and lock it into position. And then I'm going to get my pliers and start to grab that one, squeeze it and start to move it up just a little bit. Once you get 2 or 3 turns on this, you should be able to do it by hand. That's it, it's nice and loose now. There we go, so that's come off. We've got a washer in there, which is important that stays in there. And that of course is turned off, so we've got no water travelling through. Do the same on the opposite side. Okay, so that is now disconnected there. Now again, if your pipework at home may be rigid, solid pipe like this all the way up and you haven't got these modern Flexi hoses, you're going to need a basin wrench. And this is designed for taking the nut off right the way up at the top if you've got a single tap in position and you've got a rigid pipe going all the way up there, and this wrench will allow you to get up, in, around and then turn it here at the bottom. But for us on this one, because we've got a mixer tap at the top, we've just got this one bolt which bolts down this thread here, and that holds this into the bottom of your sink. Now we've got a thing called a tap installation tool which can go either way. Now this is hollow all the way down here, and that allows it to go through that thread right the way up If you're replacing your taps for new ones, that's all you need to do. Quite often, you may only be replacing these washers in here. Now, they perish, they disintegrate over time, and you have to take them out and remove them. So I'm just getting a little small screwdriver here, and quite often you have to take your taps off from your sink just to get at this and replace them and pop them back in, and that stops any drips or leaks in there. And it's always wise to take the old one out and take it to your plumbing merchant, your DIY store, to check that you're getting the right ones for inside those. And then you're ready to put this back together again. Just check that there is no water leaking around them, and if you're happy that they're connected together with no leaks in them, you can then reassemble all your drains and put your U-bend back into position. So that's all you need to know to successfully remove your taps and replace them, and of course replace the washers as well. But if you're looking for more DIY tips or how-to videos, check out our YouTube channel. But if you just want to know more about the tools I've been using, check out the website silverlinetools.com.